worked with Sam Belay to enact his plan to ambush one of his rivals, but things kind of got turned around. Apparently his rival was expecting the ambush and had allied with some pirates to help fight Sam Belay and his crew. It was a close fight. All the smugglers the party met previously died in the battle, and most of the party almost died as well. But they managed to get the killing blow on the gigantic lizard folk warrior named Utkash, who, as he died, he quickly turned into a pile of ash and was swept off into the wind in a very supernatural fashion, leaving behind, well, the party doesn't know what yet, but they see a kind of a rainbow-colored, rainbow lights kind of flashing from a little speck in the sand. Presumably this is the artifact that Sam Belay had been looking to acquire. Now we come back in with a bunch of dead pirates and smugglers and a ship sitting out in the bay that seems to be without any crew at the moment. So, turn it over to you guys. What do you want to search through first?
Well, I guess first things first. Gotta go make sure that the other two are all right. So those two are standing.
Mm-hmm.
You're unconscious, but I haven't gone and checked it out yet. So
I came back. I was alive because
Right.
I made
Yeah,
I know you two are standing.
And I think, if I remember right, if nobody heals you, JP, you'll be unconscious for 4 hours before you come back on your own.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
That sounds right, yeah. But yeah, you go check on Dolomite. His clothes have quite a bit of blood on them, his own blood, but he doesn't seem to be actively bleeding. It seems like that before John died, he did a good job at patching Dolomite up, saving a life before he lost his own.
He did one good thing.
I haven't checked Chippin yet.
You have not checked John is in considerably worse shape than Dolomite. You see his neck's kind of twisted at an odd angle. He has some pretty deep gashes on his chest. Still has some blood oozing out of it.
Is there a pulse?
Nope.
He's dead.
There is not a pulse.
Well,
As you look over the body, you remember he has a sister back in town who loves him very much.
Single catch.
I'll love her for him. That's okay.
I took the hand axe back.
He's dead, Jim.
Does John have anything else on him?
As he told you just before the fight, he's got his pants, and that's just about it.
Well, anything, like a note, anything at all? Nothing?
He has some loose tobacco in his pocket.
Rich will definitely take that.
Yeah. He's got a few
Megatron.
silver pieces, a couple copper pieces to his name, but
Right, I didn't care about any of that.
Yeah.
Just more seeing if he had a note. Alright.
Something to do with this key, so we don't.
yeah, there is a note. There is a note. It says, "Guys, if you're reading this, don't bang my sister."
I was unconscious
and I
during
put it
the
in my
reading of that
pocket.
message.
We just covered his eyes. We didn't see his reading.
I did not. I didn't read it out loud. But it turns out I still have my healing spell. So hold on. JP, you get 9 hit points back.
Hey. I think I was at 4.
All right. Just to recap the bodies, you've got Sam Belay, the smuggler wizard you'd worked with. There's the
What was the name of his company?
you never got a
I
name.
didn't ask.
They weren't the same Industries.
It might be on the ship.
And
We'll
Port
check the
Export.
ship.
You do remember that the ship didn't belong to Sam Belay. There was a captain he'd kind of worked ship. You don't know if this is the pirate woman whose body is also in the cavern, or if there's
I have
some
one
other.
of those beers that you brought
We'll
last
check her
time
out.
that you wanted.
Yeah.
The yellow can.
Oh, the Sniffle Prince?
Yeah.
We have some good today.
Looking at her body, two things of note. The studded leather armor that she's wearing seems to be of very high quality and has some what looks like aquamarine patterns engraved into the armor that has kind of like an ocean motif to it.
Oh,
Um,
lovely.
it's a little, it looks pretty fancy. So take that to mean what you will. And there's also a very finely crafted dagger in a sheath on her side.
It's up to anyone but me.
You said it was like a. What was the fancy piece that she had other than the dagger?
Her studded leather armor.
Okay.
Can you
Yeah.
even wear armor?
I don't know. Can I wear armor?
With I don't believe you're proficient in any kind of armor.
Can I wear her
Yeah.
studded leather
Yes,
armor?
You can.
Okay. Would that be
Yeah,
better
you
than the
can-
light armor that I currently have?
Yeah, studded leather armor is still light armor, but I think you just have
It's the
like
highest
regular.
Okay. So
Studded,
how do I
right.
go fix
Yeah.
that? Go to proficiencies and languages. Let's change that.
Mhm.
Armor. Studded leather. Boom.
Is it just a nice dagger?
It's very finely crafted.
Anybody?
I'm just
I have a
so-
dagger. Is it any more
It
powerful?
looks better than yours. It looks
Okay.
like a more finely crafted dagger than yours is.
You can always have extra daggers because you can just throw
Yeah.
those.
All right. I'll take that too. Then, I guess.
So that dagger is what's called a masterwork weapon. So it's like a +1, but it's technically not magical.
Okay. So let me find this
So-
dagger.
Um,
Equipment.
and assuming you put the armor on, as you put it on, you become aware
Is
of
it dagger +1?
Yeah, dagger
Okay.
+1. You become aware of like a magical aura that the armor has.
Ooh.
You get the sense that you would be able to swim much faster than you normally would
Ooh.
while wearing it, which basically means like normally when you're in water you move at half speed, but now you move at your normal speed while you're swimming.
Nice.
It's called a mariner's armor. Should be a way to add that to your. Be able to look it up in that.
Mariner's armor.
Yeah. Mariner.
Okay. Hold on here.
Alright, what's in the giant pile of dust?
In the giant pile of dust, actually there's not that much dust left. It seems to have been swept away,
There
even
it
though
is,
the
the
winds aren't that strong right now. But you see a pretty sizable vial with this kind of swirling liquid that shifts between like a red, orange, yellow, like all the colors of the rainbow, essentially, from second to second. Yeah.
I'm more afraid of it than anything.
Should I detect the magic on it?
Yeah, I would say
Do you
so.
have what's the identify spell in this?
I think I have identified.
You do have it. You identified things last time.
Oh yeah.
And have it, yeah.
It's definitely magic. Nothing. This isn't water. Might be Gatorade.
Yeah, I'll identify it.
So you cast Identify on the vial, and you get senses of like fire, acid, cold, lightning, like basically all the major like damaging elements. They kind of flash at you as the color changes, and it's very disorienting, almost as if the item kind of resists being fully identified, but you get the sense that it would imbue whoever drank it with some kind of power. Yeah. You don't know what exactly though.
It's
drink it. 3. Doing it.
Okay. So, against the advice of Metatron, you pop the cork and you down the liquid, and it burns going down. Like, it burns really bad.
Roll a new character. It'll be a tank.
You actually do take 2 points of damage.
Damn.
As the, okay. Are you still conscious? So, against the advice of Metatron, so you pop, feel like you almost down, like you're gonna pass out for a second, like your vision kind of goes, and then it comes back, and so you do feel stronger, like you have more control over a particular element. So basically, you get to choose between acid, cold, fire, lightning, and thunder, and you can take the elemental adept feat for the
One that I choose.
element you choose, and you also gain resistance to that damage type permanently. So, yeah, so you can think on that.
It's pretty cool.
But yeah. Who knows what consequences it will have, because someone wanted it very badly, but now you drink it.
Well, the guy that wanted it very badly is dead, so.
Yep.
Well, no.
He was working for someone.
He said there was an item. Oh well.
To be fair,
To be
He was gonna sell
fair.
it, you know.
to be
That's
fair,
To
all
be
black
fair.
market nonsense. You can have it.
anyone that knew about us even being here is dead.
Truth.
Yeah.
That's also fair.
Dip
It worked
on
out.
Fuck John's sister. And get out of that.
All of us.
And, so,
We're about to make one.
Oh.
so if you look over Sam Belay's body, you see he has his spell book on him. And also in his pocket, he has 2 kind of like flat stones about the size of his palm. They both kind of have these engravings on them. One is of a pigeon, another is of an owl.
Wizard shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just hand it all over. I don't know what it means.
So yeah.
Should I identify these rocks?
Alright. Let's just go through all the junk, and then we'll identify it all.
Sure.
Is there any? There wasn't any other major battle participants. The rest is
No,
just,
the rest
yeah.
were. I mean, you'll find looking through assuming you want to look through the pockets of the pirates and the smugglers.
That was my plan.
You'll find around 30 gold pieces, 60 silver, and like a dozen copper. And they have like standard leather armor on them. They've got some of them have like scimitars, some of them have like crossbows and bolts. But it's all
Can I
one
snap?
main gear.
I want to snag some. Anybody have arrows? Like regular arrows and bolt. So you said there's crossbow bolts.
Yeah, there
right?
were some of the scouts that were working for Sam Belay that had arrows for a longbow.
Okay.
So yeah, those work for short bows as well. But
Okay.
those guys
So
have
I'm gonna grab the arrows for the longbow.
Yeah.
And anybody else have a crossbow?
I do.
You do.
Yeah.
Can we split the crossbow bolts then?
Yeah, sure. We'll say between all of them you find about 36 bolts and around 20 arrows.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I just used the
36.
bolts.
What the fuck is that? 18?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
18.
sure.
Yeah. So there is that ship out in the bay, and there was still a couple. There was still, I think, like one room you hadn't explored back in the underground complex that was like Sandal's study or something.
Well, that and we never really explored their room or whatever. Or that,
Oh yeah, the bunk room.
yeah.
Yeah.
Both are worth
So-
taking a look at, especially because he sort of owes us money.
He does. So, wherever you guys want to go first.
I'll follow wherever you want, Metatron.
Let's explore the cave first, and then we'll go take a trip to the boat.
Nice.
Okay.
Can we bunk in this bunk room potentially?
Yeah. You
That was my plan.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you guys want to rest in the bunk room first, or?
Well, we'll search the bunk room
Search the room,
first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you search the bunk room. There's a foot locker at the front of each bed, but it has just like it's kind of like basic stuff like extra clothes. You find some dice, some playing cards. There's a half-empty bottle of whiskey in one of the foot lockers.
I'm gonna take one of the dice.
I'm gonna drink the whiskey.
It's just I'm gonna make decisions.
Yeah, you drink the whiskey.
Yeah,
How much of the whiskey are you drinking?
quite a bit.
Go ahead and make a Constitution save for me.
I got bonuses to that shit.
That's a 9.
Yeah, 13.
13. You got a decent buzz from all the whiskey. Pretty decent.
I crash.
Crash. All right.
Saying new words.
I think I'm gonna choose fire. I think
Sure.
I'm gonna choose fire. Is there a way to do that within this character?
I think there's a way to.
While you guys are working on that, I'll be right back.
Yeah. I don't know if we take a break or something during this game, we can talk about
Well,
it.
I might do.
Or after. But yeah, there should be a way to add feats in the character sheet.
Alright, so long rest.
But yeah, you guys can take your long rest. Is anybody taking watches? Or
I guess I'll take the first watch.
go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
D20.
Yep.
Get to the. Oop, that's not the right one. That's 8. Oh wait, hold on. I need to check my character sheet for pluses. Is there a perception?
Yep.
Yeah. So I have +3, so 11.
Yeah, you sit up during your watch. Nothing of note really happens. You just hear, the waves coming from the cavern. Yeah,
Okay.
pass by and eventually.
Who's taking the next watch? I'm going to take the next watch.
I'll take the next watch. An 8.
Yep. You don't hear much of anything. You're, presumably finishing off that whiskey you found if you had it before, and
Yep.
yeah, nothing happened.
Good watch.
Well done. Is there another watch?
Well, I assume we all go on watch.
I'll take watch. Is it night?
Yes.
Yeah, so this ambush happened in the evening, so you guys probably went to bed around like midnight or something.
So in theory, if I was to take watch, use my stone of fortune while I was on watch, when the sun rises, that would be recharged. It says it recharges at dawn.
Yeah.
Alright. Take watch with advantage then.
Go for it.
10 plus.
10. Well, what is it, perception?
Yeah.
Plus 3, so 13 plus my sign of fortune.
Is that advantage? Advantage just means you roll twice. Take that
Oh,
first.
didn't know.
You got 13?
13.
13.
That's better than my 11, so.
You're keeping an eye out. You're listening. You hear the house settling above you. But strangely enough, after you call upon the Stone of Fortune to increase your perception, you feel like kind of a sharp headache for a second. And when you look down at the stone, its appearance seems to have changed. Where it used to be like a light gray with a golden cat inscribed on it, you now see the stone is just pure onyx and has like a silver, still a cat, but it's like got its teeth bared in kind of an angry manner. And you now know this stuff about the stone, which is not how it once appeared. It's cursed.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're getting handed a lot of things lately, bruh.
Magic shit.
Where are these things coming from? I just imagine just a card appearing out of nowhere and showing to him. It's like, where the fuck are these cards coming from?
Only both disadvantages.
Yep.
I will do the next.
I'm gonna find a squirrel and kill it.
Do you have any perception as a bard?
13.
+1. Nice.
15. So the sun's rising. You can hear some birds kind of flying into the house above. Apparently they nest up there, but it's a very peaceful way to start the day.
Awesome.
Yeah, nothing threatening happens.
I'm refreshed.
Yeah.
Alright. First things first, let's go make sure that ship's still there.
It totally is.
Good.
Yeah,
All
the
right.
ship is still there. Did you guys mean to look at the?
Yeah, we're gonna go look at the study,
In the
but
study,
yeah.
Yeah.
We just wanted to make sure our transportation is still here.
Right.
Yep, it is still there. So,
Do we have a designation for this ship?
Now
No,
this
this
is just like one of those
future.
bunk ships, right? Those
no,
small-
this ship's like around 40 feet long. It's
That's not the one that's docked, is it?
not dot. No, the sea. Yeah, the Sea Ghost. You'd heard it called is anchored out in the bay, and there were a
Right.
couple of well, really just one rowboat now because Ukash had crushed one while
Right.
stepping on it. But yeah, there's one rowboat you can use to get out to the bigger ship.
Right. Well, I say we just take it back to town real quick, and then we have a ship. Is essentially where I'm at.
Assuming there's no one left on the ship.
Right.
Well, yeah, we'll have to find out.
There are a few pirates, but maybe they're friendly. Or going to jail.
You can just tell them that we'll kill them like we killed Oshkosh and Dash and we'll be fine.
Oh no, they're going to jail.
Just gonna walk up there and stop and violate them.
Oh, it's gonna be great. There's people on the ship.
So looking at Sambalay's study, you see there's a desk in there. It's kind of worn down, weathered. There's some paper spread out across it with an inkwell. There's a chest on the left side of the room next to a couple extra pairs of boots. And there's a small wardrobe opposite of that.
Probably should check everything for magic.
Yeah, probably.
Detect magic would probably go a long way.
Yeah.
What's in the chest?
The chest appears to be locked.
All right, I'm
Yeah,
up.
detect magic over here.
You do a detect magic. Nothing in the room. Yeah, nothing in the room triggers your detect magic sense.
So-
But those two stones you taken from Sambalay's pocket, those do have a magical essence to them. As does Adron's new armor. But you can already do that.
So I'm gonna try to unlock this. Do I roll a d20 for that?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Plus 7, and I got a 20.
20. So you get in there with your thieves' tools. You manage to click the lock open, but then there's a second smaller click, and you feel sharp pain. Just a small sharp pain in your abdomen.
God damn it.
Go ahead and roll a Constitution save for me.
I don't have any Constitution plus, so
At least Rich was like, oh, pitfall tracks.
17.
Okay. You only take 5 points of damage as you feel some poison course through you. So,
It'll be fine.
Just suck it out.
cracking open the chest, you see there are 3 pretty good-sized gold bars laying in the bottom of it, as well as a pretty decently sized sack of coins.
Okay, I'm getting at least fucking one of these gold bars and maybe that sack of coins for taking that shot, but whatever.
Fair.
So the sack has 500 gold pieces in it.
This is his one job. That's not overselling.
Okay.
Hey, I've killed a few things.
Should have tried to see if there was a trap first.
Yeah, this is
Rookie mistake.
should have been his idea. I don't need to walk him through how to open a trap. You know?
This would be in normal circumstances. I would say this is my first time adventuring. I was a low-level locksmith before you guys came to grab me. So
Just to share. I don't know anything about locks or nothing. That's why you're here.
So yeah, the sack has 500 gold pieces in it, and each of the bars is marked to indicate that it's worth 1,000 gold.
Oh.
Yeah, so you've got 3,000 gold and gold bars and a sack of 500 gold pieces. A lot of money.
here, I'll give up the bag of gold.
I want a bar.
I'll take the bag.
No, I'm gonna take the bag. I'll take a bar then. Fuck it.
Alright. Okay.
It will be difficult to get someone to break 1,000 gold piece bar if you try to spend it, but you know.
That's when I break it over their head.
Unless I spend 1,000 gold on something.
Exactly. Yeah.
I go back to that
I roll
goddamn
1 gold on 1,000.
store and finally buy me some potions, maybe. You told me they were so expensive. I was like,
Yeah, they were 50 gold pieces. So if you show up, the guy will be like, "Yeah, that's better, but you still don't seem to understand money that well. This is really."
I'll just
You know,
buy
potions
all
are
of them.
200 gold pieces a piece, so.
No, he said 50.
50, yeah.
And what did
Inflation.
we get out of the rest of the
Oh, the rest of the people,
Yeah.
30 gold pieces, 60 silver, 12 copper.
I'm gonna take that.
Okay. Other than taking some tiny little prick,
Tiny brick.
I feel okay.
Alright.
Hey,
What? What?
screen's blank.
No, it's not.
Mine is.
What screen is blank?
This one.
Oh,
There's
I don't
nothing
have
on it
anything
yet.
up on it.
Okay. Just looked up. There's usually you have the stream up there, and I'm just like,
Oh,
oh,
no.
what's going on?
Yeah, so there's still the desk and the wardrobe.
Oh yeah,
I wanted to look through either of those.
he likes his magic desks. I'm just gonna swing my hammer out. Try and break the desk open.
The desk was very poorly maintained, and the hammer does a good job of splintering the wood, and yeah.
Crack it all. Yeah. Anything good in the desk?
I mean, there are some loose newspapers with like sea charts and stuff, and some like lists of supplies and that kind of thing. There is a small leather-bound journal.
I'll open, just pick through it real quick.
You're actually like skimming through it.
Yeah.
Most of the early stuff is pretty mundane, just kind of talking about his life before he was a smuggler. But at the end of it, you find a few entries that seem to be related to his smuggling business. So, yeah.
While he reads this journal, I want to peek through this wardrobe since he's known as a wizard.
Yeah. You see, basically just some, there's like one nice set of robes, and a few sets of like travel robes in there. You know, pair of pants, shirt, when he's not feeling like robes, but.
What do these formal robes look like?
So these formal robes, they're kind of a forest green in color, and they've got like a kind of a gold, what do you call it? Like embroidering along the stitches and stuff like that. There are some nice like brass buttons, kind of very well polished.
Sounds like a new travel robe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn to the rest of the team and be like, "Hey, are we gonna talk about Metatron just like smashing that desk into like 2,000 pieces? Are we gonna
I feel
discuss
like
that
after
at
he
all?"
got stabbed, it's a safe bet.
I just didn't want any traps going off.
Yeah, I'd say it's alright.
Okay. Seemed extreme. Oh, that was said quietly to him.
I heard it.
Anything good in that journal?
Well, there's something here about the mother. I'm pretty sure you drank whatever she wanted. But luckily nobody knows that we're here.
Just like in the impeachment hearing, I do not. I don't recall.
The captain was named Sigurd, but I'm pretty sure they said that he died. So I don't see any other major figures on this boat we're about to go to.
Okay.
Probably some crew, I would imagine.
So that
Who
should be a
needs to shake
fairly routine roundup then, right?
I want to go in first, see if I can negotiate.
He's gonna get this shit, fuck John's sister, and get a Dutch. We'll be fine.
Well, I need to do some shopping. I gotta leave somebody in charge of the office. There's a few things I gotta do before we leave. But yeah, sounds right.
One of those things being John says.
Is there a shovel?
I will say yes, you can find a shovel somewhere.
We'll go bury John real quick.
Yeah. You saying any words? Making
You're gonna-
a little
Does he have any
grave
identifying
marker for him?
items on him? Like a ring or a necklace? Or
He
a
had
bracelet?
some nice pants.
They're now stained brown.
I mean, yeah, they are. They were nice pants.
He had some nice pants.
He at one point had pants.
Take his t-shirt then, whatever he was wearing, and I'll put it on a marker with some sticks or stones, whatever I can find
Sure.
on the beach.
So we're going Flan Mulan grave.
I'm not one for fancy words. Job was good. And I go to the booth.
Alright.
John saved my life. It was one of the last things that he did. I appreciate it. And I'll let his sister know.
I come back. And I pull out the note. John did clearly say, as his dying wish, to please not bang my sister. And I close it. And I go back.
He opens it back up. Accept Metatron. No.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Short-term amnesia. I didn't even hear that.
That last bit of handwriting is different.
I didn't know John that well. I didn't know reading by his dying wish.
There you go.
Plus he's dead.
What's he gonna do? Haunt us?
This is the medieval world. Yes, he might.
I'd be hilarious, John, if you can hear us. Please haunt them.
You don't haunt us too much, or you're gonna see us fucking your sister.
All right. I'd like to take a short break real quick, if that's okay with everybody. I want to run upstairs for just a second. So take your time and help him with that thing real quick, and we'll be right back, guys. Let's do that.
Yeah. So yeah, you all hop in, you row over. It takes about 5 minutes. Waves are a little choppy this morning, but you manage to get up to the side of the ship and secure the rowboat to, I guess, a rope that's hanging down off the side. That sounds right.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sure. Probably
You have to have a way to haul it back up, so
Yeah.
presumably, yeah. Yeah, and who's going up on the deck first?
I'm gonna try.
Okay. Yeah, you are in plate armor. Bold move.
Yep.
Yeah, just go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. You haul yourself up the rope and go over the side of the ship. What you immediately see are like basically about 5 bodies just on the ship, just kind of torn to shreds. And in addition to the 5 corpses, you hear some kind of like hushed voices coming from behind one of the cabin doors. You can't quite hear what they're saying, but they're...
When I hear the voices, I'm just gonna yell out, "Everybody come out with your hands up!" For an intimidation roll.
Sure.
20. Dirty.
30?
20.
Oh.
30. Yeah, 30.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, so the whispering cuts off immediately, and the door slowly creaks open, and you see two men step out. One is kind of a taller, thinner guy with sort of a handlebar mustache, shaved head. The other, shorter, more portly guy. The shorter guy, his nose seems like it's been broken recently, like it's pretty swelled up. And they're both kind of like meekly walking out, hands up, just like we're not with the crew. We were prisoners. We're unarmed. We don't have any weapons.
Imagine
There's a third back in the cabin. His legs are both broken. I assume you're not with the pirates. Men of the sea don't wear such heavy armor normally.
No, I'm not with the pirates.
Oh, thank God. Our compatriot
are going
could
to
use
jail for
medical
being on a pirate
attention.
ship.
Are you a? Well, you're probably not a doctor. Doctors don't wear such heavy armor normally.
No,
Mm.
but I can help a little.
That's very menacing, sir. But we do appreciate the sentiment. I'm Otto, the portly man says, and the taller guy says, Yark.
Why, you prisoners?
Well, you see, sir, we served on the good merchant ship, the Laughing Mermaid. We were set upon by the pirates and kidnapped for our skills.
What skills?
Well,
Not many good skills if you got kidnapped.
Yark here is a rather proficient chef, very renowned on the seas, and I am an academy-trained navigator.
I go over to the side and I knock and I said, "It's clear."
Okay, so we
Jump up.
climb up as well. Do we all need to do athletics checks, or he's gonna be able to?
No, you guys are fine.
Okay.
I just made him do that because he's wearing the plate armor.
Oh.
Trying to climb up a rope.
I'm gonna climb up. I'm gonna jump onto the deck very dramatically as to make my robes
Superhero landing.
flutter around. Real fancy robes.
How many pirates were on this ship?
There were these bodies up here. There are more in the deck below. Did we move past? As we escaped our prisons.
My question is, why are they dead?
I don't know if you're aware, but there were some very dangerous lizard folk on the ship previously. A rather large one was with them.
Pretty sure he killed everyone on the boat.
And then just rode that boat into town with the prisoners on it still?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
A chef and a navigations expert seems rather nice on the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought they just,
Did they come with the ship?
voted themselves. So.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Why'd they not kill you?
Well, you see, we were all locked in our cells, so I assume the lizard folk and their bloodlust just forgot about us. After the killing, they seemed quite intent to go ashore.
That seems reasonable.
What about this third dude? What does he do?
Well, he got broken legs. Did he mouth off to one of the pirates?
That is exactly what happened, yes.
I like him.
You'll yeah. So if you guys open up the door, inside you'll see
Mouthy, a broken leg man.
this guy actually isn't a human. He has elven features, kind of like a sea foam green skin and wavy white hair. And you see that his legs they've had like a sort of a crappy like homebrew kind of like splints put around them. Like these guys tried to do something for him, but they didn't really know what they were doing.
I'm gonna ask him in Elvish what his name is.
And he responds, I am Lorien of the Sea Elves of the Alabaster Sea. And I was captured by these pirates. Thank you so much for liberating us.
Why were you captured?
He looks at you kind of confused, kind of like a no comment kind of look. Like he doesn't speak.
Oh. I say to him, why were you captured?
I serve as a scout for my people and was tasked with keeping tabs on this ship. I had no idea the lizard folk that were with them. The larger ones swam by the side of the ship mostly, and he surprised me and hauled me on board. I resisted, and so they broke my legs.
Okay.
Seems reasonable.
Seems reasonable.
Well,
Not that it did.
I say it
I'm
again.
gonna relay what happened. I'm just gonna relay what happened to you.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, alright. What's on the ship? Anything good? At least on the deck and what we saw with the crew.
There is, so if you search through the bodies, most of them don't have much of anything on them, except like for some pocket change. It looks like their weapons were thrown overboard. There is a slightly bigger man with the very, very full beard that has a kind of fancy hat lying next to his body. I presume this is probably the captain, and he does have in one of his coat pockets a stone very similar to the two that you found on San Belay, and this one has a matching symbol to one of them. On San Belay there was the pigeon and the owl. This is another owl stone.
I should probably identify these stones.
Yeah, I just give that to you. I look at the fancy hat though.
It is fancy. There is some blood on it. There's actually a little rip.
You have a feeling
On
about
part
a
of it?
demon off in some space somewhere who could use a hat.
I put the hat on.
Yeah, when you do that, I was like, oh, stealing from the dead, so bold of you, sir. But the hat, amazing, fantastic, fantastic.
Oh no, it's really not polite to insult the people.
I'm
We're
just
saving
very nervous. I'm so sorry. I'm very nervous right now. You haven't said
We've
what
had a day.
We have.
Let me tell ya.
We've had a couple of
We
days.
murdered so many people.
So many lizard folk.
In self-defense.
Self-defense. It was all self-defense.
That word, I don't know.
Of course it was. Of course, I'm sure it was. You won't
mean,
hear
he's
me
the
saying
sheriff.
Otherwise,
He's the sheriff, so
So it's all
the
legal.
sheriff.
It's
Of
legal.
where?
As the town, it's down. We'll take you.
Oh, thank it. You folks know how to sail then.
Yeah.
sure. We all look at each other.
Actually, as a soldier, I'm proficient in vehicles.
Okay, thank God.
Yep.
We just all look at him and we're like, okay,
Yeah.
sure,
I can sail.
we can sail.
Oh, thank goodness. Yark and I know how to sail as well, but it takes a crew of 6 to efficiently maneuver the sea ghost from what we've managed to gather.
You'll
So.
probably have to help teach him. I'll take the lead.
Okay.
All right.
Is there a captain's quarters or anything in here?
You want
we
to-
should check
Yes,
out
there
before
actually.
we
I'll
go?
bring up a map. Of the
Yeah,
ship
let's
real
let's
quick
let's
so you can see.
maneuver the ship. Like not maneuver, but like go through it before we take off somewhere.
Yeah, we don't want.
The word you're looking for is pillage.
Let's
Okay.
murder hobo the ship before we do anything else.
See, I'm trying not to be a murder hobo, but it's just
Really?
not like unnecessarily.
No, we definitely. This is our ship now. That's mine. I'm looking for a title.
I'm the captain.
We're all
So yeah, up on up on the main deck here, you see these rooms. You got some cots laid out, some supplies up here. There are
Here,
two
click for me.
actual bedrooms up on the main floor. Either one of them are big enough to serve as like a captain's quarters kind of a thing. Down in the hold, you see about like 10 other bodies. Some of them pirates. There are a couple lizard folk mixed in with them, but it's mostly pirates.
I'm gonna spit on the both bodies because they are scum and
He's clearly
a subspecies that should be eliminated.
he's developing some prejudices.
I wrote a song about it. I'll play it for you guys.
No, that should be once we start sailing. You play the sea shanty.
Yeah, there you
the
go.
microphone's right there.
And you do see some barrels, not as many as you see in the picture here, but there's still like a good number of some of them look like dried goods and just like rations, like hardtack and
Hey,
stuff.
do me a
for
favor, real
sailing.
quick. Just click on the screen and see if the fucking top bars go away. Okay.
There we
just,
go. Okay.
there you go.
Yeah, that is better. Some of them are clearly like casks of alcohol, but there aren't that many of those.
Any jerky?
Yeah, we'll say sure. One of the barrels has jerky in
We
it.
hear dogs barking in the
commandeering
distance.
That barrel of jerky.
It is the lone barrel of jerky, so you may
It's
that
the
may
lone
ruffle
one-
some
my
feathers,
barrel.
but
Let's not
They'll have to
claim
pay for it.
all the food on the ship. Alright,
It's
I'm
just-
assuming there are
it's
other
just jerky.
rations of some kind on the ship already. Since they were
yeah,
sailing.
there are. If you take time to actually inventory it, you guess that there's about enough rations on here for say like 6 days out on the open sea with a crew of about 12.
Okay, so we have enough for 12
plenty
days.
For now, it's not going to take 12 days for us to get back to port. It only took us, what, a week to sail
Walk.
or walk?
Walk. It didn't take you a
I
week.
thought it was like half a week.
A few days is what
Okay.
it was. Yeah. So you'll
It's
definitely be
probably
able to
been
sail.
half a week. Yeah.
I need
Yeah,
to
you'll
check
be
if
you'll be
it's
able to
cold
sail
down
back much faster than you got here.
Why'd the heat turn off so it doesn't?
Yeah, and then you see a couple
Let me know when it is.
more. You see another like larger kind of crew bunk area there. A couple other bedrooms. Only one of them actually has a bed. And at the back of each room, of these rooms, there are iron bars, so prison cells, make up the back half of both of those rooms.
Do any of the rooms say? I mean, spell out captain's quarters. I mean, like, this is definitely where.
So this one up here, the top one, has a couch in it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's about as nice as you get on it.
Is the door locked?
No, none of the doors are locked.
I go in there.
Yeah.
I need to find out the origin of like wizard.
Oh, and shit, my bad. In the captain's quarters, there is a chest in there. It appears to be there.
What's it made out of?
This one is actually an iron chest.
What's his name?
Hadron.
That's all in character.
It's a large hadron collider. That's all you need.
Adron.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna ask you to open this chest.
Okay.
Make sure you check it for traps.
I want to check for traps before I start to open this.
So yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Investigation. So for one.
That's clear, you know. Yeah, I mean it's locked, but I figured that must have been good enough, right? So no traps.
Does it have traps?
I don't think so.
Open it.
Perfectly in character.
Okay. Here we go. I don't. I got a 9. I have a +7.
You spend some time with it, and this lock is just not budging.
May I take another crack at it?
Not
should I wait?
today.
Okay.
Yeah, you can try again tomorrow or try
Okay.
to search for a key or something, but
Okay.
Alright.
I'd like to just rummage
It's
around and
made
see if
out
there's
of
any key.
iron.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a tough lock. I'll have to try it again. Let me think about it. See if I can come up with a technique to get after it again.
Open this chest up.
I'm gonna try.
okay.
I'm aiming particularly at the lock.
Alright. It's not like a padlock, like secured to it, it's like a built-in kind of a
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, you can still try to smash it off.
Yeah.
My
Go for it.
Chinese bomber space jacket.
Do I add my swing bonus?
Yeah, it's an attack.
19 to hit.
Yep, that just, I mean, you go ahead and roll damage.
12.
You feel it's a solid hit. You feel the chest ring or reverberate with the hammer blow, but it does not seem to have opened the chest. And the lock actually it's a little scuffed, but still in perfect working order.
Should I try to hit it with a fireball?
I don't think it's gonna do much. We're probably just gonna have to wait.
Let me think about another strategy to unlock it. And I'll try again tomorrow.
Is there anything else in the room?
No, there is not. Well, actually, wait. Yes, there is. There's a.
You find a recipe?
Yeah, no, he has a desk at the back of the room here, and there are some sea charts on it.
We already used it
What do we use it on?
to get into the
remember.
ghost room.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. So there are some sea charts laid out across the desk and tacked to the wall. There are some spots circled on a few different maps. And next to a few of the circles, you see the words "Creaking Hive?" written next to it.
Good big name.
Is there the ship in this desk?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
It's probably 12. It's 12.
Do you want somebody else to come
You
help
look
you
through
look?
all the papers and see charts, but you do not see anything that resembles a deed.
It's probably in the lock box.
Alright.
It's
Well,
attached to the ship. It is invincible.
alright.
Yeah, just because you can't break into it, it's invincible.
It's invincible. I tell the rest of the crew.
We don't dare question our fearless leader, Metatron.
Well, I don't know. Is there anything else we want to check? I mean, we checked everything else.
I think that's pretty good. I'm
We
ready
should
to say.
probably bury the bodies.
Just chuck them over the ship.
Once they're on, once we're staying.
That's burial at sea. Yeah, that's what I was.
Okay, yeah.
The
Well-
the lizard folk though, can we
No,
burn them?
We're not trying to.
I think we should burn the lizard folk.
So,
they're not coming back from the dead. We don't need to burn them. We just bury them at sea.
Put them on spikes on the ship as a warning.
you have to make spikes.
These are options.
Are you proficient in spike making?
I'll have a go.
You can do it.
You make one spike and put a lizard folk's head on it as a warning. You don't need multiple.
Yeah, you can find like an old broom handle down in the hole somewhere, and
Sharpen it.
yeah.
Why don't you just fillet one of the lizard folk's skulls and keep it with you?
Ooh.
Like as a trophy.
They wear it around your neck like a Flavor Flav necklace.
I know you say that, but you can also just hang it off your backpack.
There you go.
I like this more. That's exactly
So
what
when we
I'm
go
gonna
to
do.
war and you're using your music to intimidate
And
people,
they hate it too.
They'll hate you even more now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope we don't come across any friendly lizard folk.
The hate is so
Ow.
mutual. The hate is so mutual though right now between you and the lizard folk.
Oh,
It's
yes.
great.
So as you guys are throwing the bodies overboard, Lori and the sea elf is gonna motion to you, Adron.
Yes.
He'll say, "Are you? Is your crew planning to keep this ship?"
We would like to.
Fantastic. As I mentioned before, I am a member of the Alabaster Sea Elf tribe.
Okay.
And my people would be very grateful if you were able to return me to them. As you can see, and he kind of motions down to his legs, I will likely not be able to swim home for some time.
Well, I would say Metatron's the lead of this crew. You say we want to take it back to town and then get old Sea Elf back home.
What? He's gotta go. Oh, okay, sure. Where's he gotta go?
The Alabaster Sea, right? Or where?
The entire ocean you're in right now is the Alabaster Sea.
Never mind. Where in the Alabaster Sea?
Whoa, we did it!
Oh,
Where in the sea do you need to go
On
to?
top of the corpse.
If
Too
there are any
regular.
if there are any, he'll say, if there are any charts aboard the boat,
He's the
perhaps you could
He has some ancient
bring them
craft
to me,
already.
and I may be
Both
able
puppies.
to.
I'm assuming there are some charts
Yeah,
somewhere
there
on this
are.
boat. Okay, so I'll go get the charts and have him pointed out.
Yeah, he'll
Not knowing any way, how to, in shape or form, how to read these charts. So.
I'll try. I have no idea.
We got an expert navigator with us, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you
That's
do.
how to read these charts.
that'll be alright.
Yeah, he'll look through the charts until he finds the right one. It is one of the charts that has one of the Creaking Hive labels on it. You see, he points to an area marked as the Razor Fin Reef. He says, "My people make their home at the center of the reef, deep below the waves."
Okay. Do you need someone to take you underneath the water, or do we just drop you, plop you in the ocean right there, and you
We
sink
right
to the
above where
bottom?
it needs to be, and we just drop.
Put some cement shoes on him and send him to the bottom.
I'm sure the 2 broken legs will suffice for that.
He'll point. He'll say you can't see them on the map, but there are a couple of small deserted isles around the edges of the reef where my people maintain small scouting outposts. With any luck, we can find one where people are stationed, and they'll be able to take me.
We need to go back to town first, though, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But first, we're gonna go back to our home base town and restock before we take you. So
I go to my captain position, which is next to the wheel. And I try and, well, I guess I'll take the navigator with me and explain to him exactly I guess it's, what is it, south from here?
It would be south, yes.
Yes.
And he'll say, "Oh, Fort Salt. Yes, I'm familiar with the port of Saltmarsh.
Okay.
We should be able to get there without much trouble." Just out of curiosity, what was our friend Lorian speaking to you all about? I saw you.
He'd like to be returned home.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Where is his home exactly?
You were there.
that razor's the razor's reef.
Why, yes, I was there. I saw you.
That razor reef.
Yeah, the razor thin reef.
razor thin reef.
He says, "Oh, that's quite the journey.
Yeah, well, we're gonna
Almost a week and a half by sea. You folks will need a larger crew if you plan to sail for that long."
Yeah, I imagine. Really haven't got that far. I was a sheriff till about an hour ago. Now I'm a sea captain, so
Oh, I'm moving up in the world.
I don't know if that's true or not. I can't
Well-
tell if it's a promotion yet.
Well, forgive me for being so forward, but are you hiring? I know I would certainly love a job.
I'm definitely hiring at
And,
all positions right now, considering I have at least 3 crew members who do not know how to sail.
Oh, a handicap indeed. Yes. Perhaps.
But I can
even,
take 2 days to open a lock. God damn it!
Is, perhaps Yarrick is interested in a job as well, and Yarrick kind of
Kinda-
looks.
Yell down to the yard, you want a job too?
Like, yeah, I'm broke.
Sounds good.
Me too.
We'll handle the wages later once we get back into town.
Of course.
Smooth.
And Otto will get to work plotting a course.
Have him contact HR.
I'll meet you too.
So, Yarrick will try to teach the 3 of you sort of the ropes of how to manage the ship. So I want each of you to make an intelligence check. Just a d20 plus your intelligence modifier.
Jesus.
23? Nat
No.
23?
Plus your intelligence modifier?
Yeah, the 3 intelligence modifier.
No proficiency
No, no
bonuses
proficiency,
or anything,
no-
just
yeah,
the
just-
ability modifier.
Got it.
Fuck! I didn't. I'm rolling shit today.
Roll a 20.
I got 4.
Yeah.
8. Yeah.
8?
I got
Okay.
4.
So Ulamir picks it up really quick.
I struggle really badly.
It's gonna be hoisting sails and doing this.
Yep, you're able to make up for some of the
the lack of my ability.
some of the lack of ability that Adron and to a lesser extent Dolomite are displaying. But you guys kind of you get it. It takes you a while to get everything ready to go, but you get it well enough to get the ship underway. So yeah.
I'm a poet, not a sailor.
How long do I take before I recover from that 5 hit points? Before do we have to rest again?
I mean, you can take a short rest or something
Okay.
and roll hit die to recover it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. So. So how many? So I just roll 1d8 on that then.
You can roll up to 3d8.
Okay. And take the
Um,
highest
you
or
try-
take the
no. So you take whatever the die roll is.
adds
for
up
each-
to?
So yeah, the way the short rests work, you can roll any number of your hit die to restore hit points. So since you're level 3, you could roll up to 3d8, but you don't have to.
Okay.
But yeah.
So if I use all 3d8, I don't get to use them.
Yeah,
later?
you'll be if you use all 3d8, you'll get 1 back when you long rest next
Okay.
time, and those like slowly build back up over
All right.
time.
So I just roll 1 right now.
Yeah.
I got 6, so that puts me at full. So.
Yeah. So you guys are sailing back. The journey is pretty uneventful for a few hours, and you start to see the salt marsh in the distance. But before you can actually get to the port, a couple of smaller ships sail up along either side of the Sea Ghost. And you hear a voice shout, "Lay your arms down if you have any. Salt Marsh Navy coming aboard."
Yell down on the sheriff.
It's Sheriff Metatron. I yelled back.
You hear some mumbling like, "Sheriff Metatron. Oh, Sheriff Metatron. I wonder what happened to him. Hey, hold on, Pete. That's just a really gruff, angry voice. Anybody could do that. You gotta go up there and check."
You want to roll an intimidation check?
That's
Just yell at him?
100% realistic.
Fair enough. And I'll slow it down a little bit so they can come aboard.
So you see a couple grappling hooks hooked to the side of the ship, and 2 guys come up.
You have nicer armor
You
than the last time
recognize
I saw
these
you.
guys, Pete and Lonnie, a couple Navy guys.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Pete, Lonnie, what can I do you for?
Well, I'm sure you know this, Sheriff, but you're on a registered pirate ship, the Sea Ghost. Yeah.
It's been confiscated.
Ah, well, good work. You got any prisoners? Anything going on?
Just freed once. Everyone else died.
Well,
We solved the pirate problem.
There are no more pirates on the ship. I
Well,
can guarantee
that's Salt Marsh law for you, right? And he kind of nudges you.
I offered them that they could go to jail. None of them really wanted to do it, and I just,
Well,
you know how it is.
Hey, yeah, you did more than I would have.
Yep.
Just to keep the paperwork in order. You said there were prisoners held on board.
Yeah, they've offered to join the crew of the ship. So I'm gonna do a little bit of logistic paperwork. I might be taking this ship once we get back to port. We'll see
Yeah.
what paperwork is.
Paperwork. It's the Salt Marsh. You got the ship. That's all the deed you need.
Love it.
Finders keepers.
All the bees.
Yeah, I gotta sell the sheriff's office and whatnot. It's gonna take a minute.
Yeah. Oh, and Lonnie turns to you, Adron. He says, hey, locksmith.
Yeah.
So you know, proprietor of the Wicker Goat's looking for you back in town.
Okay.
Apparently has some lock troubles. I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
All right. We're good. I'm gonna go
We'll have to
in,
wait a couple
check
days.
on some things, and then come back.
Do you wanna, before we get off the ship, you may wanna try that lock one more time.
It hasn't been. It's been a few
Oh,
hours.
it's been a few hours.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You still, actually, you know what? Stupid to take it. Yeah, you can try again.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me. That's much better. I got 19.
This time you do get it. You pop the lock open, and you see in here there's a journal inside, along with 5 more gold bars.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, and some personal mementos, like what you assume are personal mementos, like a little ivory carving. There's a pretty nice looking pipe in there.
All right. I'll take the pipe.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you guys. Do you just want to use these 5 bars to deck out the ship a little bit?
I think we
just
should.
as a group?
That's a good plan to
I
me.
feel like we all have plenty of money after
Yeah.
this adventure.
Metatron, I'm gonna hand the journal to Metatron. Say, you're the captain, so here you go, sir. Read away.
Is there another journal?
Not for this one.
Alright.
Oh, you said there was a.
Um,
Oh, you said there was a
Yeah, there's
There is a journal. I don't
I
have to
was
print off
expecting
Oh,
to
okay.
print off
for this. The only thing you see, I mean, you see some stuff detailing about how he got into working with Sam Belay, how he went to this very dangerous remote island with Utkosh and the lizard folk to recover that artifact that Ulamir drank, which, by the way, is called the Blood Burning Bright.
I
what
just
it's
skim
referred to
over all
as.
that part.
Yeah, and you flip earlier on in the journal, and you see found a carving. Karen thinks it might have to do with the creaking hive. Needs someone to translate, and you see what appears to be some kind of rubbing of some very ancient-looking runes and
Can you
stuff.
tell what language it is?
Can I do comprehend language on that?
I also have that.
You might be able to.
Okay.
Yeah, you need to cast it to find out if it works.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and cast that then.
Are we in town?
I think
You're
we're-
you're pretty close. I mean, right now the Navy guys are just doing a quick interview of the guys who were prisoners to figure out like what ship they were on, like get the news of what happened so they can make a record of it.
Does the town have a tailor?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. I cast comprehend language.
You comprehend languages. You see the runes coalesce into letters you can understand. It's very dense and archaic, and it'll take you some time to process the meaning, which is my way of saying I do not have anything written up right now.
Okay.
So I
So
did not
I'll.
account for the fact that you guys would have comprehend languages. But
Okay. No big deal.
which I should have.
Had it for a while.
So
Yeah,
ivory
that's fine.
statue, right?
Yep. Yeah.
I'm gonna leave the journal in the lockbox with the money for now.
But the gist of it is.
So once the lockbox is unlocked, can we relock it and unlock
Yeah,
it?
totally.
No. Okay.
I mean, the gist of what you get from the translated passage is that the Creaking Hive is a cursed ship of legend, rumored to have an artifact from before the Great War stored on it. A curious thing about it is that it seems to appear and like vanish mysteriously. And the text gives some clues at how
How to detect it?
to like determine where it might
Okay.
appear next.
Okay. So
But I'll provide specifics on that later.
That's fine.
the gist.
So I basically tell him. So this might be something for us to be interested in later, Metatron. There's talking about an ancient,
Ghost
invisible
ship,
pirate
yeah.
ship, ghost ship that reappears. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. That's not something I've ever heard of, honestly. But
No.
it might be worth checking out if we're trying to eradicate this world of pirates. So
Can I have the name of the ship again?
The
Our ship?
Creaking. the ship. The Sea Ghost.
The Sea Ghost. Just put it in my inventory real quick.
I'm gonna leave the statue and the inscription in the lockbox to come back to check on later. All right. If there's nothing else pressing on the ship, I need to go tend to some of my customers that have probably been waiting on me, and then meet back in a day.
By all means, take as much time as you need.
To the tailor.
Yeah, you guys go into town, have fun. I'll get the ship ported.
Okay.
So what do you want to do with the tailor?
I want a different set of robes and a hat,
Uh-huh.
but I want them specifically embroidered.
Okay. What kind of pattern do you want embroidered?
Well, I want black robes and a black hat.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to have the sleeves, the fucking opening in the robe, and the hood embroidered with like red silk.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the hat, like the edges, embroidered red silk. And I want almost as if it's some sort of shitty wizard, comically red stars on the hat.
So he wants the Guy Fieri of wizard robes.
No. Just the classic blue and gold wizard robes, but in black and red.
Like Fantasia.
Yeah, black and red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So the little old woman, the little old halfling woman at the tailor shop is like making note of this. When you mention the stars, she's kind of like, gaudy. But I'll do it.
They gotta be nautical stars, though. Since you're getting
Say,
rid of
I'm
the
not
ship.
wearing a gaudy robe as is. I mean,
She'll say, I've got the black robes, I've got all the materials. She'll take a minute to size you real quick to make sure the robes will fit right. She'll say, come back a couple days. I should have it ready for you. Got a couple other orders that came in first that I need to take care of, but
what if I paid you for a rush order?
well, how much would you pay for such a rush order?
How much are the robes and hat gonna be?
Altogether, with the embroidery, it will be about 5 gold pieces to get all that done.
Give her
You know, we can
100.
take more than a day.
I'll pay double for a rush order. 10 gold pieces.
That is acceptable. You may have bad taste, but you do have good business sense.
Make it up in an hour.
I'm gonna go find that shopkeep that needed my help.
Oh, all right. So you go over to the Wicker Goat. It's the inn where you guys
We all met,
started
right?
the campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah. You walk in. The innkeep's behind the bar, polishing some glasses, getting ready for happy hour.
Okay.
And you say, Oh, and well, as you walk up to the inn, you hear kind of this screeching violin music,
Oh God. Related to
kind of
JP.
coming out of one of the floors, one of the rooms on the upper floor. You walk in.
It's the devil. He's
yeah.
from back from Georgia.
Yeah, the inn keeps polishing his glasses. He's kind of got like a hand over one of his ears. It's like, Adron, good to see you're back in town. I'm sure you hear why you're here, right?
Yeah. What's
Yeah.
up?
Well, guest, he's done something with the door to his room. We tried to force it open.
Okay.
He had the only key. Damn son lost the other one. Kids. Fucking kids.
All right. Let me grab my
yeah,
tools.
we're hoping you can work your magic so we can.
Yeah. Does he seem shifty? Do you think you'd booby trap the door at all?
He was just honestly just a little old man, walking in with his violin case. Paid for his room, real quiet. Told him
That you
don't
do.
play the violin up in the rooms, don't disturb the guests. But
All right. So I go upstairs to the door. That's obviously the one because there's screeching violin music coming from it.
yep,
I wouldn't get a check for traps just to be on the safe side. So
go for it.
what's that? 16 plus 3, so 19.
19. So you it takes you a few minutes to get it, but finally you do.
I was investigating
Oh,
the
and
traps.
yeah, okay. You take your time to look it over, and you don't
Because
see
if it's
any.
booby trapped, I'm getting Metatron.
Yeah, you don't see that any traps have been rigged to the door.
All right.
So
I'm gonna go after the lock now. So 27.
yep.
Natural 20.
It does not take you a few minutes.
You just
Get
took
it
a
in
hit
about get it in about like 15 seconds of fiddling with it, which is actually longer than you think it should take.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, but you do finally get the door. You do finally hear the lock click, and with actually a little bit of strained effort, you do manage to push the door open.
They barricaded the door.
The door was not barricaded.
I would magically. held
It
shut.
seems to have been somehow magically sealed. And as you open up the door, that screeching violin sound is like 10 times louder. Like you immediately just reflexively put your hands over your ears, and you see, as you open the door, there's just kind of like a whirlwind of papers fluttering about the room. you see the old man kind of slouched over in his chair, almost like he's unconscious, but the hand is moving the bow across the strings of the violin at a breakneck speed, despite that. And the most prominent thing in the room, there's a shimmering blue portal about 10 feet high, 10 feet wide, like a sphere, kind of a portal thing.
The fuck did I get into?
Just trying to open
And
the
as
door.
you have that thought, out of the corner of your eye, you see these two huge heads, like humanoid heads with bat-like wings sprouting out from the sides of them, swoop down from the ceiling, fangs
Well,
bared at you.
I don't imagine I got all the way into the door yet.
You have not stepped into the room.
I'm going to quickly pull the door shut and lock it back behind me.
Go ahead. Well, go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Fuck me. 15.
15.
I yell down to the shopkeep. It's way worse than you think. Bring help.
To open a door? No.
No.
I mean, the rest of you guys are nowhere nearby.
Yeah,
I
I know.
assume.
Well, I'm gonna say I did go to the end just because that's like where I live,
That is true.
more or less. So.
And there's booze there.
But I'm gonna hear you yelling from upstairs.
You try to bring the door shut, but you're not quite quick enough. The two
God damn it.
demon head bat-like creatures slip out of the cracks, and each of them attempts to bite you.
Crap.
So I assume oh, did you put your studded leather
Yes.
on? Okay. I assume a 19 hits?
Yeah.
There's a 13?
No.
Okay.
What is it, 13 plus dex for studded?
12.
12 plus.
I'm at a 15.
Okay.
Oh, if it's plus 13 plus dex, so
It
No,
should be 12.
Your dex modifier.
my dex modifier is plus 5, so
So 17.
17. So,
Yeah.
but my armor class says 15. So should I change that?
We'll have to change it in the computer.
Okay.
Yeah, you might need to actually
You-
equip the new armor.
Yeah,
or
you have
something.
to equip it.
I
'Cause
thought
I
I
just-
did.
I just
But
did it.
yeah,
with
so your dex is at a plus 5 modifier,
Plus 5.
so you would be at a 17.
Okay,
with
so
the
I'm at
studded
17.
leather. Yeah. You do take 4. So as the fangs sink into your shoulder, you feel
God damn it.
you feel like kind of a poison rush through you.
Goddamn poison.
You
You
take
said 4, right?
Yeah, you take 8 points of damage total from the fangs and the poison. So yeah, it is your turn.
Alright. Since there isn't anything else around me as far as people, hold on here. I'm going to do. So how does magic missile work actually?
Yes.
Well, I know that. I'm telling you,
I mean,
it's
magic
one
missile,
missile.
you just.
Or is
If
it-
it's saying the spell
He did
description,
arcane.
and you're what casting it level.
Okay, you create 3 glowing darts of magical force.
Cool.
Each
Okay.
dart hits a creature of your choice
He's
that
got
you
some
can
spells
see
and shit.
with range. So
Every time
d4
he shoots
plus
someone,
1.
it's like-
So okay,
Starts.
so I want to. There's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them, yes.
Okay, so did
There's
they
three-
both hit me
there-
or just one of
there's
Just
them?
another
one of them did.
Constitution
Okay,
feat.
so the one that actually bit me, I
One
want
cantrip
to
and
shoot
one
2 of the
spell.
missiles at, and then the other one I want to shoot 1. So,
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage.
so that is the
How'd you guys
D4,
every time
right?
you use
Yep,
magic?
D4.
So,
Just
3d4
enjoy- just go
plus
Uh,
1 on each.
Yep.
Like everything magic, I just don't wanna be near that.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm definitely road shopping. Buy a road and wear it longer.
So the one that didn't get me is gonna get 2, and the other ones are gonna get 6. The other one's gonna get 6.
Okay. All right. You doing anything else?
Oh, was that not an action?
That was an action, yeah, but you
Okay.
still have your movement, your bonus action.
Okay. I would like to, as far as bonus action, let's see what we got. Can I shoot a crossbow as my bonus action? It says you can 2-weapon fighting. So.
No, that's for like 2 daggers. or
Okay.
something. Yeah.
I'm going to use my my movement and try to back as far away as I can
Okay.
from the attack. Go back down the stairs.
Just as a reminder, because we've had
Yeah.
a break.
Yeah.
If you
Do I have a
move away, they'll
disadvantage?
both get.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you wanted to, disengage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Disengage,
So you can, bonus action to disengage, and with your 30 feet, you can make it down to the stairs
And I see
where you see
Dolomite.
You see Dolomite.
Dolomite, I'm getting fucked. I need your help.
So Dolomite.
Would you hear it as-
Is it John's sister?
I don't think so.
That's why I'm here too.
No, it's bats.
So Dolomite,
old
if you
bats?
would like to roll initiative, see where you come in.
What'd you
4.
get? Do you not have a plus
Oh.
on your initiative?
A 9.
That's much better.
9. Okay. Yeah, so you're still after everybody. So the two human heads with bat wings come screaming down the stairs.
Bat folk. Almost as bad as lizard folk, but they all belong in the ash heap of history.
I'm pretty sure bad folk are just bats, though. I don't think they're
Human heads with bats.
So one of them, the one you had hit with the magic missiles, lets out a piercing shriek, and I'm going to need both of you to make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Wisdom save. What is my wisdom? Plus 4. Okay. What'd you get on that?
2.
18.
So Adron is fine. Dolomite, you are frightened of the one that screams, which means you cannot willingly move closer to it. And
you have
for as long
crossbow.
as you can see it, you have disadvantage on all your attack rolls.
Okay.
So attack the other one.
The other bat comes flying towards you, Adron. And 16 does not hit.
No.
Right? Okay. So you're up.
Okay, I'm going to again go after the one that I hit with the double magic missile, and I'm going to do a cantrip of firebolt. Is that far enough? Am I far enough away from him that I can hit him with the firebolt and not hit anybody else, since everybody else is behind me?
Yes, though because the one did move up into your melee to try and bite you, he will have disadvantage on the attack roll. It's a range.
I moved away from him though.
the new one that just attacked you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the other guy that you
okay,
just hit
okay.
with the one missile, he had moved up and tried to.
Okay, well then
bite
let
you
me
with his
cast it on the one that's further away then.
I mean, regardless of who you cast it on, because there's somebody in melee
okay.
with you, you're going to have disadvantage on ranged attacks.
Okay, well then let me disengage from him first, and then attack him with the firebolt, the one that I attacked first. So the one that I did 6 points of damage on. So.
Yep.
Do I roll
Yeah.
1d10 plus 3, right?
You got to roll to hit first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
On the
so-
firebolt?
Yep.
Okay. So I don't think I hit. 9.
Do you have any pluses to that?
Yeah, it's got a plus 3.
So, that was a 6?
Oh wait, no, hold on. That's a 9. Never mind.
Yeah.
It's a 12.
That just hits.
Ooh, sweet. And then 1d10 plus. So yeah, it's just 1d10. So 7.
That is just enough. You shoot out the firebolt. You catch that human head bat thing right in the mouth, and it just ignites and drops to the floor in a smoldering heap.
That was the one that was scaring Dolomite, correct? Yes, because it was the one.
Yes, that was the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you're no longer afraid of any of them. But the other one gets an attack now. So, or
Well, it's Dolomite's turn.
okay,
It
yeah.
is not magic. Okay. Try one of these hand crossbows. 14.
That does it.
And that's a D6, I think.
Yep.
Plus 3. So.
Plus 4.
Oh, yours is a plus 4.
Yeah,
So-
for Dex.
Oh, okay.
9.
Oh, do you add that to it?
You add your Dex modifier.
What about the plus on the
Oh.
damage?
No, not for cantrips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. I was talking about crossbow.
Crossbow, yeah.
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 Was that's factored into it though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is this 1d6 plus 4?
Yeah, that's that. You know,
That's just what that is. Okay.
Yeah. So you
Oh,
said
okay.
9?
9.
9. Okay. You clip it pretty good in the wing, and it goes spiraling down to the ground. But it's still snapping around.
It's like a Pac-Man with one wing that still works.
And it manages, with great effort, to get right up to you, Dolomite. And it tries to bite you. 23 hits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not looking, but
Yeah.
It's a hell of an ankle biter. Just It's just
So-
like lunges for a half a second. You know.
You take 2 points of damage, of piercing damage as it bites you, and another 13 as you feel like a shock of poison.
Does that put you out?
No,
no.
but 15's a hell of an amount.
Yeah.
It's a very good hit.
All right. Is it my turn now?
Yes, it is.
Okay. If I do firebolt, it's too close to him, correct? To JP at the moment, correct?
No. I mean, Firebolts is just a single target.
Okay,
thing.
I'm gonna do firebolt on
Yeah.
that guy. So
Oh,
I
Natural
hit
20.
Yep, that hit.
plus 3, so 23, and then 3.
So 6. So yep.
So
You create another smoldering heap of human head bat thing on the ground.
is the shrieking still going on upstairs then?
The violin music is still playing.
Okay.
It's gonna be hilarious.
And
you
as
doing
you
an
catch
actual
your
rogue?
breath,
Looking at cloaks.
you're kind of wondering like what that portal is, what's going on with that violin upstairs.
Okay, so
and
This is where I tell the shopkeep after I catch my breath. And you all right, Dolomite?
I will be. Shit.
Trust me, man. I opened up that door and goddamn,
Got bit in the ankle.
I
It's
got
like being
bit.
in the ass.
just about.
Just tell them the door's open.
I tell the shopkeep that the door is open, but he might want to get a wizard to come look at what's going on in that room.
he's like, Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah. You're telling me.
What are those monsters in my inn? Oh my God!
Should probably tell
Oh,
them
we
about
gotta tell the
everything
guard. We
else.
gotta get the sheriff. We gotta
Oh.
get the wizards. We gotta.
Okay, well, the sheriff isn't going to do anything that has to do with magic. I figured that out just by watching him.
Well, I'm telling Taylor right now to next to stars and just do the black and red trim. So
She's going to charge you more shit for it.
He's like, I appreciate you respecting me as an artist. I have to do this.
So there's a portal. The violin guy is unconscious but still playing at breakneck speed. And I'm not a wizard. I just have these few little spells, so I'm not going to be able to solve any of your portal closing issues. So,
I want to
Where
start.
is this?
oh, sorry. No, I meant to be saying that to you. So, I'm not a wizard, but you have a portal. You have an unconscious guy playing violin very fast. And Metatron doesn't deal with magic, and my wizard friend, I'm not sure he's going to care enough to want to help you. So you might want to call the other wizard from down the road and see if he can come solve your problem. But your door's unlocked. I'll send you the bill in the mail.
While he's up there, though, I'm gonna start playing along with the violin guy.
You're having trouble keeping up. This is really, it's erratic, it's out of tune. You're
He's like,
having
I love
trouble
this
picking
shit.
up a clear
I'm playing a
song.
bagpipe, so I'm already there.
I cover my hand and say, "Don't worry, I'll cut you a good deal for the racket."
Okay.
I won't send you my medical bills, just the bill to unlock the door.
And he's like, okay, what? Yeah, okay. Shit. And he just runs out of the end, presumably towards Kelladek's
Yes.
lighthouse. Try and see if he's in.
My first thing that I do is I do go to the sheriff's office. Find one of the deputies there.
Yeah, you see one of your deputies. It's a half elf. His name's Ronnie.
Ronnie,
Yeah. What's up, man? Where you been?
Ride a motorcycle with that on?
I've been hunting pirates.
Can you
Ah,
imagine how
that's
crazy
cool.
that'll look?
Tell me about it next time.
Ronnie, I got some news.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be moving on.
Moving on.
I've secured a ship. Go and sail
Sweet.
it.
You need a crew?
I do need a crew, Ronnie.
Sweet.
My recruit, Ronnie.
Do it without too much trouble.
So you're gonna be the captain sheriff?
Yeah.
You are slowly depleting the town's law enforcement.
I'm gonna talk to the Navy about that.
He's gonna deputize the Navy.
Next, I go to the Navy.
You're being serious?
I take. Yeah, Ronnie's joining the crew. You offered it. I take it.
So you go to the naval offices down by the docks.
First, I gotta get the ship off the pirate
Registry.
registry.
Right. So you see, there's like a middle-aged human guy, kind of like a what do they call those? Like the monk haircuts, you know, like the
Okay.
tonsure kind of a thing, like bald on top, some hair around. Anyways, he's working at his desk. Sees you come in. Metatron. Pete and Lonnie told me you took down the Sea Ghost.
Yeah, I took it down. I'm gonna be taking it for a spin. That some of those captured prisoners got homes to get to. I think I might enjoy the captain life for a while. I need to get that ship off the pirate register.
Yeah. Well, we can do that for you. Take about a day for the paperwork to go through. You know the Prime Waters.
Yeah,
They're real bureaucratic.
No, that's fine. I got a day
Yeah.
or so. The real matter is though I'm taking Ronnie with me. You're
Well,
gonna-
I mean, he's under your command. I'd steer clear of the Prime Waters. If you're doing that, they're not going to appreciate you taking all the law enforcement around town out of.
Well, and that's the
Yeah.
issue. Is
Navy's going to be stretched thin.
well, Navy needs to get a new sheriff. Is what I was getting at.
Clearly.
I turned in my sheriff's badge.
Well, all right then.
Now, of course, if you ever need anything, give me a call. I'm more than happy to help out here and there.
Oh, you've not proven to be very reliable in this. Usually it's even out here in Salt Marsh. We respect the custom of a 2 weeks notice.
Piss off, Dave.
My name's not. Now whatever. If he hasn't learned it by now, he never will.
I love it.
Next, I do need to go to the armory. Where's the sheriff's badge?
Yeah, the naval armory.
No, just
Oh, like the blacksmith.
The
you mean,
blacksmith,
The
yeah.
blacksmith. Yeah.
no. I assume the Navy's
Quartermaster.
gonna be helping me out.
No, they're not.
Phew.
Quartermaster.
It's about getting the
Gryffindor.
Oh, the weapon silver?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got more than enough money to do that now.
I'm also gonna trade in my what is it? My chainmail to have it do it.
Okay. What is the chain?
Mine says 75 gold pieces.
75 gold pieces, so you can get
Use-
about half of that
Yeah. It's
for it,
used-
so we'll just call it 30.
Sure.
So it'll be another 70 gold to get the hammer silvered.
Well, I do have that golden rib.
Mm-hmm.
I have a golden skull, the apple, and something else. There was another golden item.
There was the rose, the
The
apple,
rose.
the skull, and there were the 3 golden ribs from the skeletons.
Well, I'll give him the rib, the skull, and the rose.
I think the rib and the skull were worth like 50 apiece.
Oh, well then
Yeah,
I'll give
but
him the
yeah.
rib and the rose.
Mhm.
The rib and the rose should be.
Yeah, that covers it.
Has
So-
Keldek had enough time to deal with the innkeeper stuff yet, or is he still dealing with all that?
The innkeeper has not returned yet,
Okay.
which is probably not. It's not necessarily a good or bad sign. I mean, Keldek's lighthouse is
Okay.
like maybe a 5-minute walk from here.
Okay.
But are you guys hanging around to see?
I just wanted to see if, because I wanted to try to grab some potions from him. So if he's dealing with that thing, I'll wait for him to get done with closing said demon portal and
Is there another, like,
potion maker or wizard
or
person.
somebody that would have boating supplies? Other than maybe-
I mean, you can probably like buy. I mean, you can probably buy stuff off the sailors down at the docks. Like there are traders coming in.
I'm looking for, well, one to get more rations, and then two.
Yeah.
Does the ship have any weapons? Like ballista? or
Yes,
anything?
there is a single ballista up on. The thing still up?
I have the schematics there.
Yeah, schematics are there. There is a ballista mounted to the front. There are 2 smaller ones on either side of the main deck.
How much do I think? What do I think the going cost to get one to the back would be?
You wouldn't know that off the top of your head. You'd probably want to speak to somebody at the Carpenters
Okay.
Guild in town to get an estimate for that.
Yeah, just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I also need ammunitions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there are about 20 bolts on the ship. So,
I probably want about 20 more.
yeah.
Okay, I would say we should probably hang it up for
Sure,
this time.
yeah, we
We've
can do
been
that, yeah.
running about 2 hours and it's almost 10 o'clock, so
Yep.
we can postpone any other shenanigans that we're going to get into for next week.
Well, do you guys want to just, just off screen, just finish up the stuff in town
Yeah.
and then leave off?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that. I will say before we leave off, after about 10 minutes or so, the innkeep comes rushing back in, panting.
But
He's like,
before he came back, I just wanted to interject. Does he keep his money like out?
you can roll an investigation check.
No, he does not.
10.
Looking high and low, you can't find anything that you would keep money in.
Damn.
It's a good
But
thing
anyways,
Metatron's not the sheriff anymore. Okay.
He's not
the,
there.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I know, I'm kidding.
This is your
he's not
your
my
guys'
dad.
I
time.
know.
Do what you want.
I'm just impatiently waiting for these rolls.
So the innkeep comes running back in, panting, hands on his knees. He's like, Keldek isn't there. He left his sign outside, gone fishing.
God damn it.
And right as he says that, you hear the violin music grow quieter for a second, and then there's this huge, like, whine, and then a boom, and the whole inn shakes, and the music picks back up,
Oh,
even
that
more
does
rapid
not
pace.
sound good.
and that's where we'll leave it.
Alright, double nine.
Oh dear.
Crap. Alright. Thank you all for watching again. We will see you again next week. Bright Bush Pickers.